Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. So today we're over on the FHG account, and from time to time I like to go back and just do a couple reminder videos. Ultimately we're going to be looking at Riz tonight. He is a hero he's a boss that has not changed as long as I have been playing AFK Arena. It has been the exact same boss, the exact same battle. What has changed with Riz is ultimately the formations that players are using. We've tried a lot of different formations, so we're going to go through the three best formations and then one alternate formation that you can use for him to really maximize his damage. So again, with the battle not really changing very much, ultimately when you get in here, the first formation that we're going to look at is of course based around Saurus. Now you don't need to have any of his furniture because ultimately that's just a damage reduction. As you will see from this, Riz is only level 1. He doesn't get strong enough to kill us out. So ultimately, whatever heroes you have put in here, they will do very, very well. So we want to put Rose in here. And now with the new patch, we do have the auto follow function. So Rose is going to follow Saurus. In here, we're going to use Rain because remember, with Rain, it is going to provide a 30% buff with furniture. Now, the interesting part of this is it's going to give that 30% buff, and we're going to have to test this because ultimately with the new Hypogean hero, he offers a damage increase as well, but it is not up the entire time. So I'm not sure if Rain is still going to be the best after we're doing this. The new hero came out today. We're going to have to go through and test him and see exactly how well he is going to do. Rain, again, have to have that 3 of 9 furniture to ultimately give that 30% damage increase. Warwick in here for the debuff. Then, of course, the twins. This is the reason why I stress building the twins up to Mythic, is you have to have them built. Ultimately, having their signature item does help with survivability. Having their furniture does the same. It helps with survivability. But ultimately, this is going to be the team that we're going to run for the Riz combat. So what you want to do is, I know you do have the challenge or you have the auto combat when you look at the main screen every couple days. So throughout days, let's say even a solid week, you might gain levels on a couple of heroes. You might level up quite a bit on the resonating crystal. You might get a little bit more gear for some of your heroes. Ultimately, you want to be running this probably at least once a week. The auto battle is great, but a lot of times you can fall behind, especially if you haven't done this battle and actually done this battle for a couple weeks. Some players, they say it has been months. So every time that you're skipping these battles and not maximizing your damage, ultimately you're losing out on guild coin, which now is more important than anything, just for the simple fact now we have tier 3 stones that come in the shop. You need gear for your celestials, your dimensionals. So it is very, very expensive, guys. So you want to maximize your damage out of here. So there we go. So a new record, we did 42 billion damage. So pretty good overall with that attempt. Two other variations of this is, one is dropping out Warwick to put in Lorzen. Lorzen does have the inner sight ability that will allow the ultimate ability of other heroes to do more damage. Second variation of this takes out Lorzen and actually puts in Mortis. So we're going to go ahead and run it with Mortis. Remember, Mortis is going to buff up Saurus, going to buff up Rose. Boom, there we go. We got the buff on Saurus. Really maximizing his damage with the buff that he's putting on there. And again, Riz doesn't do that much damage. Most of the heroes don't die when it comes to the team comps just because he doesn't do much damage. But then, as you can see, once Mortis has buffed the heroes, he doesn't do anything else. This is the reason, doesn't need signature item, doesn't need furniture bonuses. Ultimately, he will not do much else outside of just standing there and attacking. As you can see, he will not do his ultimate ability anymore. I wish they added something in there, but ultimately, it seems like this formation is going to be further down the line. We have one more formation, which was always the staple formation for a considerable amount of time, but now it has actually changed. The best formation that we have, I believe, is going to be the first formation, which is going to be Saurus Rose combo. I know my Rose does need the plus 30 signature item to increase the crit of Saurus, but ultimately 34 there. So we did 42 on the first attempt, 34 on there. Then the final battle is a little bit different. So we actually have Saurus with Rose right here. And we're going to add in, if you still have her, built Belinda. Ultimately, for Belinda, the 3 of 9 furniture makes a big difference. When the Divine Light only hits one enemy target, damage dealt is increased by 30%. Since we only have one target, which is the boss, it is going to be 30% every alt. That is going to increase her damage. So ultimately, this is going to be the formation, and we're putting Lorzen in this formation to further Belinda's alt. We are also going to take this and swapping it from Saurus. We're going to go on Belinda because, again, this dynamic or this team is built around getting Belinda to alt nonstop. That is exactly what you want, guys. You want Belinda to alt nonstop. And now it's super easy, guys, because we know Rose is going to follow Belinda versus Rose following Saurus. Makes it awesome when you use Rose with the patch. All right, so now we're going to see Rose is actually going to drop back right to Belinda. Boom. Now we're just looking for those ultimate abilities. There's one. Again, Inner Sight is up. Twins ultimately making her super cycle through, as you can see, alt after alt after alt. And she does have that 30% increased damage that she's bringing herself with that 3 of 9 furniture. Unfortunately, in this one, Saurus is definitely going to be doing a lot less damage, which I think overall, these are tried and true methods to really maximizing your damage here, even with the new heroes. Short of Leofric, we've seen this time and time again. This was the old formation that players ran. So ultimately, guys, big shout out to AFK already into in season over on Reddit. Checked out the guide. I know, again, we haven't covered this in a significant amount of time, so I definitely wanted to cover it, guys. And this is by far your strongest team comp. Running Saurus plus 30 signature item to keep the team alive. Rose plus 30 signature item to increase the crit on Saurus. I am missing that, which is in turn a insane amount of damage that Saurus gets from the crits. Rain has to be in there for the 30% reduction or the damage increase. Warwick for the big debuff. Then, of course, Twins for the super cycle, ultimately doing the most damage. So this is actually the exact same formation that you're going to run for Sorin. The only difference for that is Sorin, you actually want to alt Warwick twice, and then the rest of the team you want to alt. What it'll do with Warwick is it will actually turn Sorin around so Sorin doesn't alt, which we can check out in a couple days when he is up, tomorrow when he's up again. Ultimately, Warwick will stay behind Sorin, allowing the charm ability or the crowd control ability that he has completely be negated. So guys, again, this is the strongest team. Make sure at least once a week, guys, that you are running this team comp just to maximize your damage when it comes to the coins, because ultimately these are super important, not only to pick up the Prince of Persia, as we've seen right now. You have to get enough to get all of your dimensional gear out of here to go ahead and buff up the Prince of Persia, including you need your tier 1, your tier 2 stones, and also the tier 3 stones you get out of here, guys. So again, the bosses are more important than ever, even though they've never had a rework or they've really never done anything to them. The bosses are more important than ever to get the gear for the dimensional heroes and get the tier stones to maximize your damage. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.